Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you very much for coming back to check out another one of my Superman collector reviews. This one is a very interesting item, Superman related, but not Superman himself. This is a cold cast porcelain statue. As you can see, this is Lois Lane. From DC Collectables, this was their Bombshells series, which I don't particularly agree with that terminology, but it was a run that they did featuring Supergirl, Lois Lane, those sort of, the bombshells of DC, I suppose. I don't know whether you'd get away with that now, but back when this came out, you did. And it came out in 2015. So it's been out nearly 10 years, this one. I bought it in 2016, and I bought it on my honeymoon in New York City. So I just visited the Daily Planet building and the Solo building and all the other wonderful locations that were used in Superman the movie. And I wandered into a comic book shop, and upstairs they were selling statues and collectibles and everything, and I thought I'd died and gone to heaven. So I bought this statue to bring back with me. Limited to 5,200. This is 4026 of that run. 12 inches high. Again, a caricature of Lois Lane, possibly comic book based. A little too sexualized for my liking, if that's the right word. As you can see from the oversized chest and, buttons undone, I don't agree with that sort of stuff. Because, and I've spoken about this before, there are Supergirl statues which are, skirts short, you're kind of sexualizing the character, and I don't agree with that really. But there you go. I like this statue. It was 80 quid, I believe, or the equivalent of 80 quid in dollars when I was over there. You can get them on eBay still. There are 10, maybe 12 of them, so they're not rare. They're about between 80 and 120 quid, so they haven't particularly gone up in value. It just caught my eye, and I thought it was something different. And I like things that are different. I don't want to buy everything with just an S on it. This sculpt is by, I hope I'm going to pronounce this right, Aunt Lucia or Lucia, I'm not quite sure. But it's kind of nice. And the more you look at it, the more you love it. The expression on the face and the paint on the face is really, really good. The paint on all of it is really, really good, to be honest with you. And I love the fact we've got a Daily Planet Cape Wonder Stuns City sort of newspaper. Again, not from Superman the movie, so this is not screen accurate whatsoever. So it's basically comic book sort of reincarnation, if you like. The other thing I found pretty cool, and it's not anything big, but this is magnetic. So you take this off and it just sort of pops back into place. So that was kind of nice. I kind of like the way it was not permanently stuck to the base. The base is like a checker plate, which would resemble, I don't know, train station floor. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know where they get the inspiration for these things. But let's give it a twirl. But also, when I get to show you the face up close, the glint in the eye is fantastic. I mean, as you can see, the checker plate there. You've got one pin in this foot that holds her to the base. But I do love the way her hair is flowing at the back, and she looks reporterish in what she's dressed in, with her hat and everything. I kind of like it. I like the way she looks quite feisty in it, in the expressions of it and the pose of it, because Lois Lane was always written that way, as a feisty reporter, go get the story, go getter. So I kind of like that. As I say, color wise, it's quite dulled down, if you like, apart from the sort of the necktie that she's got there. But even the back of the newspaper that you've got there, I mean, what they've done is it's written obviously the other way because it's folded, but they've gone to the trouble of putting that on the back there. So it's a really nice statue. As I say, the hair is flowing right out the back there, but it's really nice. Let me just come in closer just to show you the expression on her face there. But that's beautifully painted. I mean, the eyes have got like a gloss to them, and so you get like this glint in her eyes, which adds to the sort of character of it all. But there, let's bring you back slightly so we can get everything in shot. Again, it's like, the reporter out on a mission and grabbed the new story, which was the Cape Wonder Stun City. So it's a nice statue. Again, much like my previous video on the Warner Brothers Studio Store Superman, one that's sort of out there, obscure, maybe not as popular as all the others, but it's just a great thing to add to the collection because I love the variety of it. What I don't want, and I've said this before, and this is no slant against other collectors, it's pure, choice of what people want to do. But I've seen lots and lots of collections where there's cabinets and cabinets and cabinets filled with figures that are all the same colours, which is with the yellow, the red, and the blue, everything with an S on it, and those people buy anything with an S on it. That is fine. That's not a problem. If that's what you want to do, I'm happy for you and I support you. But I don't do that. I'm quite selective about what I buy, and I don't want it to be wall-to-wall Superman figures in cabinets where you can't pick one out and go, oh, I really like that one, because there's thousands and nothing stands out. And I like it when it's diverse and it stands out. And this stands out. And again, where it's placed in my cabinets, it is just in front of the video I just did for the studio store Superman. So it's just in front of that one. It's next to the Dean Cain signed plastic Superman figure that I did in another video recently. So it's mixed up a little bit. I like, I do have collections of where I've got crystals and that all on one shelf. So crystals are all on one shelf. But as far as mixing it up, I mean, for instance, another example, I've got a fantastic George Reeves figure from the 1950s, which I will review on the channel. Fantastic it is. And that's it. That sits next to the Gary Frank Superman and Lois flying statue, and next to the Alex Ross porcelain statue. So mix it up a little bit. That's what I say. Make it interesting. Make it visually pleasing. And this I just wanted to share with you because it's just a fantastic statue. And one you should add to your collection if you have the money. As I say, relatively inexpensive. 80 to 120. 5,200 of them made. So there is a few about if you wish to get hold of them. Not particularly heavy. It's very, very light. The base is heavy enough to hold the statue with the peg in the foot, but it is quite a small statue. I'm glad it survived because once we landed back in England after our honeymoon, the box had been opened by customs to look for things that shouldn't have been in there. But luckily for me, they didn't find anything, obviously, and it was all put back intact, sealed back up. But yes, they entered my case to have a look at this in case I was smuggling something into Britain inside this statue. But no, I'm just a Superman fan who bought a statue. So nothing very interesting there. But yeah, a great statue. Get it because it's eventually they'll die away and then they'll become a bit rare and people will want to get hold of one and won't be able to get hold of one. So if you want it in your collection, do get one. But I'll just spin you around once more there just to give you the stance. I love the fact that she's on one leg. It's very easy to have Superman standing on 2 feet with muscles flexed, and so to have a statue where 1 foot's raised or 1 foot's off the stand or whatever, things like that fascinate me. How they get the weight right and balance right. It's fantastic. But yeah, intrepid reporter has written the story. Cape Wonder Stuns City. So there you go. Thank you for coming back to check out the channel. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you will, because that will make the channel grow. And I'm trying to get better and better at these, showing you more and more different things with better and better equipment to enhance your enjoyment. I've had some wonderful feedback over the last few months, and a lot of people have reached out to me on Facebook and things like that. Please do, not a problem. Please do that. And a couple of people have said to me how much they really enjoy these videos, and a lot of those people were in America, so it has far reach, and I'm delighted that you enjoy them, because I really enjoy sharing my collection with people, and I enjoy the fact that you're enjoying them too. So yes, hit the like button if you would, subscribe if you would, and hit the notification bell, and then you'll be aware of my next uploaded video. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you in the next one.